when you see an iceberg, what you're seeing is only, they say it's only the top 10%, right? But there's a whole 90% under there. And when people see me, they see somebody who's happy in her own skin, who's grounded, who's comfortable with who she is. And they may assume that that's in my nature, or that's just how I was born, or it's innate, right? They're seeing the tip of the iceberg. And what they don't realize is that that took a lot of work for me to get to a place where I operate with a clear mind every day. And I take my time to just kind of think through things and make decisions, etc. So that is all fed by the 90% that's under it, which is doing that personal development work, taking time to think before I act, not acting from a place of fear or a knee-jerk reaction. That can even have to do with, healing parts of myself or of my ego. I mean, like this is one of the things that people miss. Like when I talk to CEOs and founders, I tell them, we are going to talk about your childhood. We're going to talk about the unhealed parts of yourself. We're going to talk about parts of your ego that are not very noble. They're kind of dark and not very pretty. But guess what? They are showing up when you get triggered by something at work. They're here, right? So all of that under part of the iceberg is how you nourish that leader within. It's doing all of that personal work on unpacking your baggage. You got to have your therapist, you got to have your mentors, you got to have your advisors, your coaches, all of that for you to get to really understand your internal psychology, so that 10% that you're showing to the world when you're interacting with your teams, when you're interacting with investors, when you are getting triggered by something that happened with your co-founder, you don't have that dark, really reactive part of yourself showing up to the party. You have a part of yourself that has been consciously worked on so that you can bring your best to the table.